As he just kind of back and forth, making sure they see each other. That late waste giving them a bit of vision in the bush so they know that they're trying to set something up. More vision there, but I don't think it actually showed them. The ward going down will allow them to have vision over that position now. And they say, actually, let's go down bottom and make sure they haven't made it into our jungle yet.
Overall, Saigon Joker is really opening this game up aggressively. They're moving into the jungle right now. No one's going to quite spot them. Almost phase checking that. He could have pulled a double lift right there and given up first blood. QTV, a phenomenal player as well, sitting around in the mid lane, trying to check the aggression and see what's going on. Now, the fact that they've warded their own golem buff means they are really expecting to go for an invade here and look for a counteraction here from Dignitas. So Saigon Joker's playing aggressively, but also very measured here because they've warded that buff. They know they're kind of preventing the option for Dignitas to steal. You're expecting this lizard buff really to go to Saigon Jokers. You might even see a repeat of that Game 1 gimmick where they sent QTV into the brush and then kind of combo their support and AD carry to pick up an early first blood. We'll see if that ends up being the case here. But with the lane assignments for Dignitas, I expect Shen to go into 1v2 at the bottom lane as they send Nunu and Corki up top.
So, Freak, with that matchup, if there is the switch, and maybe if there isn't, I'll wait to call this, actually, but I just want to point out, what do we look from with the one ward boots on Leona? Yes, it's aggressive, but with the one ward, they only have so long to be that aggressive in lane. Is that for the quick kill back for wards, or are they going to play that safe until they can just jump in?
I think they're going to really try to jump in pretty early on overall. They're picking it, because they're going to put that ward out for safety for the jungle gank, but it's all about damage right away. Okay. It is a risky build, but honestly, when you're down 0-1 and it's a best of 1, in general, just go for the risks, man. See if you can pull it ahead.
That's what they need to do, is pull out those strats. Archie taking some damage here. We see him playing in mid against Scar. They're not going to leave that Karthus lane there. He is bottom versus Shen. And that could work out for him. He may get Vorpal bladed quite a bit here, and it's just going to take that damage away. Karthus only regenerating that mana every time he's getting a kill if he's chosen that skill.
Wow, so complete lane swaps everywhere. Patoy is in fact running through the jungle, helping I Will Dominate, who's level 3, and actually getting behind Jace right here. QTV is not going to like this.
Behind, he has 3v1 right now. He did call the roaming strat, Freak, that Blood Boil onto the Udyr, but it was just too close. And that movement speed from the ability change is really what saved QTV.
Thing is, he can't go back in the lane anymore. Dominate will actually finish the recall. The QTV has no way of knowing if Dominate is still in that brush or not. He's got to play all the way back, and he has to be careful that he doesn't get dunked on here.
Violet now coming in behind. He does have both buffs on. Crumbs is quite low. The exhaust goes down early, but they're going to combo that with the shard and slow him down even more. The shield goes on. Looking for first blood. It goes to Nixwater. Great aggression.
Yeah, sorry. That is a great opening for them. And it's crazy, too, because all these lanes are swapped in some form. We've got the standard top and bottom lane swap coming for Dignitas, but then a mid and bottom swap coming in for Saigon Joker. So there are no typical matchups here whatsoever on this match. And we're going to see if these sort of lane mismatches are going to work better for Dignitas or for Saigon Jokers.
See this up top. It's Patoy getting quite hurt here as he tries to move out. The Blood Boil will reactivate for the movement speed. He gets hit one more time, and he gets dunked down to the skies from QTV.
And PewDiePie now out of position as well, but he's going to just take that fight with QTV. A lot of damage being dealt. Has to be afraid of Judy, who flashes in for that stun. PewDiePie's got to kite this well, taking so much damage, and here comes Archie. Can they trade this back? No! That's going to be PewDiePie going down a fast 3-0 for Saigon Jokers.
And they move Violet into middle, just being sure they don't lose anything in any lane. Everybody's moving forward perfectly.
This is looking scary for Dignitas right now. A lot of teams, or at least TSM, expect them to be a favorite. They were practice partners for a very long time right before this tournament started. TSM thought they had all the tricks they needed, but right now, Saigon Joker's really opening things out hot. Now, they opened them up a similar way against Najee's Sword as well, and it didn't work quite as well, so we'll see if they can do it here.
3-0 now as we come close to the 5-minute mark of the match. 6,600 gold to 5,200. A bit of a gap, but not anything that's going to decide the game. No turrets have really even taken that much damage yet. You see Udyr going bottom. The wards are in Tribush. He will be able to make it out. Dominate is waiting. The taunt goes in. They're waiting for the bear stance, and then they put it down. And here comes the damage. Nixwater trying to walk through the wall of pain to slow them, but bear stance will catch back up with him. He does have his flash shot. No, he does not. It is only halfway gone, and he is taken down. Crumbs grabbing that kill. So now the bottom lanes are 1-1.
Nice gank picked up overall, and that is what happens to you when you stay in the lane without any wards anymore. Nixwater, no escape to the left to him, exhaust and flash both down, and no ward that was there to spot Dominate coming in from the side. So a very, very nice gank coming together here for Dignitas. Those are the kind of moves they need to make. That bottom lane is really the biggest source of aggression for them. They've got double crowd control there. They've got the Shadow Dash, that taunt coming in from Crumbs on Shen. They've got Dominate with that Bear Stance stun as well. That's where a lot of the kills might come from here for Dignitas.
And the poke is working perfectly in middle. We now know why Junie took those boots, is to move from lane to lane and not really worry about being safe. Having those two in lane really just gives them the upper hand, and it's such a short lane you can get back in time, especially with the crowd control of Leona and another person to just hop around and do more damage. Malphite coming around to the left side here may give some help to Skara in middle. Or not help to Skara, may hurt Skara in middle. But here comes I Will Dominate right behind them. Violet says, I'm going for the jungle as I see Dominate in middle.
That's a really good move. Counter jungling is always a strong move if you can get away with it. Anytime you see the enemy jungler on the map, you know he's not coming to backstab you. That's when you want to move in and make some plays and steal stuff away.
And he did take a few of those camp, leaving a wolf there. The wards are still pretty much in their favor. Right now I only see one ward from Dignitas in that bottom lane. And it's not really helping him out too much as the gank from River. And they actually lost out on that last one.
So now we can see that 1v1 matchup at the bottom lane, still kind of back and forth. Nixwater up at his turret is really where he wants to be. Right now, I don't feel like Dignitas is going to go for any turret dimes just yet onto Nixwater. So being in the turret allows him to be safe and farm pretty well under his turret. If his mechanics are strong, he won't miss almost any minions here using Defile and Lay Waste to chunk down these minions. You can see all that gold going his way. Nixwater playing very mechanically proficient and keeping his gold up. You can see he's at 35 minions. He's pretty close there to Shen's gold overall, so he is going to be able to keep up here.
Both junglers rather with an assist. A lot of gold generation items going out this game. Everybody's really thinking to play for that late game on this one. They know it's going to be a tough one. Violet returning to his own jungle now, fighting. Nope, the Wraith camp's popping out just after he got into vision. He's going to get that full camp, but his red is down. I believe he's not wearing it, so we're going to see that coming up in just a few minutes. The buff's pretty much down on that top side, so you won't see too much jungler focus there. In mid, going down, Leona coming in here. Shen with the Stand United comes in. Requiem goes down. The global damage to be done. Junie finds himself going down, but that's just the support. Archie is still alive, and he gets himself into a sticky situation here, throwing out the heal, trying to get out of this one. Peel coming from Violet, and he does a great job at helping Archie kite. The unstoppable force. They may pick up a kill here. He throws it out and forces the flash. It looks like Violet does have a little bit of trouble here. He is forced to flash as well. And Archie going in for the kill. Beautiful job at just separating himself far enough from the fight to miss out on the damage.
He's still going to be careful though. Skara has a lot of damage available. Nixwater coming in as well. Can he pick up Dominate under the turret? They're still going for the pain. Nixwater taking a lot of pressure, but that is it.
And that's awesome for Violet to grab free. The blue buff refreshing on the jungler.
That's going to be a lot of power there. Violet still able to just collapse through this jungle then and really set himself ahead. You can see an about a 1,200 gold lead here for Saigon Jokers. And with that blue buff refresh, that is huge for Violet. He should be able to give this golem away to Archie, actually, which will let him pressure Skara even harder in this mid lane. Ezreal loves to spend mana. He loves low cooldowns. This will be really, really good for him.
Yeah, they're going to throw that to him. It looks like you're going for the Catalyst of Protector coming up on to Karthus, so he'll be able to sustain in his lane as he levels with that. That blue for Archie is going to be huge. Junie now returning to lane after taking that death. They only have 2 on their team right now. They have 5 kills in their favor. Those 5 kills go all the way across each member of their team. The only 2 kills for Dignitas go on to Shen and Udyr.
And that's not really the best place for gold, ultimately. If you're looking at late game carries for Dignitas, you're looking at Cutie Pie on Corki and Skara on Katarina. Now, Cutie Pie, 62 minions, is the top farmer in this game. Now, maybe not on gold because you've got kills elsewhere, but as far as mechanical proficiency and picking up minions, he's the guy to look for. Skara, though, he's actually really getting hurt by this lane swap. 42 minions. He's the lowest of any of the solo lanes. Skara is hurt the most by this lane swap. And the thing is, that's normally supposed to be a huge playmaker there. Katarina's supposed to jump in, roam around, make a lot of fights happen, and scale crazily throughout this game. He's not going to scale if he doesn't get any items.
Looks like Archie is just getting all the buffs donated to him, and, well, more so. He is 1-0-2. We saw what happened with Ezreal last game. Just absolutely able to carry everybody on the team. Crumbs pushing up in his lane. Let's see what his purchases are. He actually went for some armor right here, and it looks like he's going for that split push build. He might go into that Sunfire Cape right away.
That seems pretty likely. It's that or Randuin's. I don't really expect Randuin's rush all that much, but you never quite know. You know, there's a lot of options available. It'll just kind of depend on what Dignitas needs from Crumbs. you know that's going to be a team decision where he says, okay, you know, I've got chain vest guys, I'm going to go Sunfire Cape, and if someone says, no, we need item X instead, they'll make that call and make sure that they're doing the right thing for the team. So we'll see what Dignitas wants from Crumbs, but right now, he's going to be one of those major star players there. Heart of Gold, decent farm set going on. He's going to be a big force in this game.
Dominate, wasting all sorts of time bottom, but it's not really hurting him. He just did not get the advantage he was looking for. Arthas really just farming last hits in the lane. You see Archie still pushing down onto Skara. That red buff really just ticking on Skara. The harassment is enormous in this mid lane. We haven't seen too much from top lately, actually. Going back to Batoy and AmaCutiePie, they are just pretty content in that top lane. I guess whoever's up there, whether it's a solo or not, it's really just farm.
Well, ultimately, that's kind of the matchup here, right? QTV is not getting a lot of support from his teammates. There's not a lot of mobility available, aside from Nixwater popping his ultimate and the jungler running over. That's all they've got.
See, Violet in the jungle now, pressuring a little bit. He has not been seen, though. Junie throwing on the ult, or the W as he's going to go in, but he does not zenith onto Udyr, just too close to the turret. See Violet returning to his jungle. So each of these lanes are really chomping at the bit to get that next fight in. We can see the abilities in what really tells an initiation going off, but not the follow-through. So these teams are really looking to put something down here. It's 11 minutes into the matchup, almost 12, and Dragon has not been touched yet.
This is actually surprising in general because Saigon Jokers have had map control, and they've got ultimately a 4-on-3 on that bottom half of the map. They bring that jungler down, they let QTV sit there up against Batoy and QTPie. They can absolutely make that move. I am honestly surprised they're not trying for an attempt here because I think they have a really good shot at it.
Yeah, AmaCutiePie right now with 93 CS, so maybe that's why they're just so happy in that lane. And like you said, QTV not getting much support. We don't see the junglers too much top lane. It's just too easy to ward and a big waste of time for them. So we'll see Katarina now, Skara back and forth through the lanes, making sure that nobody's on his backside. He is all by himself, and he has really been the focus here. A flash hit, Junie going in the solar flare, and it may take down Skara here. The Requiem goes out, and there's no chance for that one. Archie picking up that kill.
And that is the dunk combo. That is what Saigon Jokers wants. That wasn't even with Jace, but look how much damage they're all able to do when they decide to go for it. Ezreal and Karthus can hit anyone on the map with globally ranged ultimates. And it's easy for Malphite and Leona to work together, land a chain of crowd control, and lock someone up long enough for them to die. They didn't even need the Requiem to pick up that kill, and honestly, if I'm Saigon Jokers, I pick up this dragon right here, and then I keep focusing Skara. It is not all that hard for them to kill Skara as long as they keep tabs on where the minions are, from Shun pulling away, and just layer that crowd control on. Anytime you've got Leona and Malphite, or Leona and Nocturne, or Leona and Jarvan, you just need to pick up a kill every time your ultimates are up together, because they should be doable every single time.
Around 19 minutes, we'll see that dragon come back up. The Rod of Ages finished at 13 minutes, going in for Nixwater, so now he's got a little bit more HP, ability power coming to him. Good amount of damage mitigation just being bought. Malphite picking up Ninja Tabi as well as that cloth armor. He does have his gold generation items as well. Looks like he may be building into that Randuin's late game.
Now, well, right now though, with the Giants belt, that's definitely a Sunfire Cape. Build it up. We're gonna see who ends up being the major carry here for Saigon Jokers. Oh, I was talking about the wrong champion.
Malphite, yeah.
Okay, but so Crumbs right now, you know, gonna go for that Sunfire, gonna go for split pushing, which is really how Dignitas is going to relieve some pressure. Now, I think Saigon Jokers are playing it a little bit slower than they need to. I think they got the dragon, that's really good. They are trying to, get some pressure going, but if they're not going for turret kills, they're not really keeping Dignitas all that pressure, and they're allowing them to scale throughout this game. A Nunu Corki is always going to be very, very, very deadly. Any carry plus Nunu is going to be deadly late game, and I think they've got the damage they need to back up Skara from that combo. So, the late game power here is going to be very strong on both sides. I think Dignitas has the tools they need to make this game good at the 45-minute mark. And so what they really want to do is stall out Saigon Joker's aggression. And that's going to come from Crumbs split pushing on Shen and drawing a lot of attention to himself, and yet still getting away from those fights and just kind of making the game last a bit longer and stopping those pushes whenever possible.
A lot of things going down. Ezreal, that's Archie in middle, and Skara just kind of trading back some damage. We do see Dominate now with the Oracles. He purchased that just a little bit ago, around that 11-minute mark, and he has been clearing wards ferociously with that, getting a little gold for himself. Giving Dignitas map vision. Right now, I'd say they're definitely on their heels in the way these fights are going down. Their position of Saigon Jokers just allows them to collapse on a lane of that solo player. Mostly and notably right now, it's going to be Skara. He's been having a really hard time. He has got himself up in minion kills, though, Freak. He did a really good job at it.
And that's just exactly what he needs to do, is just sit there and farm back up, dominate, finding Violet in the jungle, Violet should be safe here, but here comes some crazy aggression top lane. Toy and Scarra nearby. Scarra looks like he's not going to find anything there.
Yeah, they don't really have vision on Jace. He was actually standing all the way back. McNoon was kind of playing that role as well last game as he went back and forth with Snoopy trying to come top lane. They're like, we don't see him. He's probably backing. But then, bam, they show up to lane. Toy now coming out, just going to kind of back in the bush, but he liked the situation that was happening. These guys kind of play as an active ward for themselves, making their way in and out. They said they just warded. You can see that ping coming from QTV. He says, hey guys, they just warded here. So that's actually kind of like a fake out, you know, worked in their favor. They're not going to come from there. Pushing down mid, Scarra with the ignite on. Shen coming in with Stand United. It is going to help save her. She's putting on that potion. The true damage obviously going through the shield. But that potion, oh no! Scarra, can he get back in time? No! He goes down from Nick Waters' Requiem. The unstoppable force in the middle to answer back onto QTPie. QTPie will fall to the fight. And now the focus is onto Archie. A beautiful turnaround there. But Dignitas losing 2 in the battle.
They're going to need Jace to group up. Looks like they got him just in time. That was going to be a very strong skirmish overall. If Dignitas could turn around and actually put the aggression back onto Violet and Junie, they would actually have a pretty good time with that fight, being that they had a lot of crowd control and buffs under their control. But ultimately, QTD making his way down just in time allowed them to kind of survive that encounter and kind of force Dignitas back. So once again, these fights are over and over again going in Saigon Joker's favor. They are putting out a lot of pressure here, and now they're finally making the great moves as QTV pushes top. Let's check out a replay of that battle and see exactly what went down to make that fight happen. You can see there, oh, the Requiem just coming in late, finally picks up that kill on a Scar, and now let's look as the initiative goes back in. Now fight Leona, working together, just finding QTPie, just jumping onto him. They kind of sacrifice Archie as a result there, but they're okay with that. They want to keep shutting down those carries and picking up some gold for themselves. You know, Shen picking up 300 gold, not nearly as deadly as getting rid of Corki off the map for a while. Jace finally came down to stop that one, and you know, they ended up pretty safe. Again, picking up a 2 for 1, never a bad thing.
You know, Freak, that's an awesome initiation by them. It kind of puts the enemy team in that shock phase. It's like you're almost watching a fight down bottom happen. You know, you're making sure Scarra doesn't die, but she's going to go down, so you're getting set to back focus, and you're getting hit with an unstoppable force. Just the combination of those made it so effective for them. They were able to take down 2. Archie did go down, transferring off a double buff. But I believe it looks like Crumbs was able to pick that guy up.
So now I've got to make the comparison here between Archie and QTPie. These are really the 2 guys that are going to be big playmakers over the next 5 to 10 minutes. And you want to kind of look at their items first of all. Trinity Force being the item of choice for both these guys. And you can see one is a little bit farther ahead in items. We look at their gold, and it's 5,800 to 4,500. So a 12 to 1,300 gold difference here in Saigon Joker's favor just with the AD carry. That is a huge difference in item power. That's a very, very big deal. Archie's going to be a larger threat well before QTPie is, and that's going to really carry their mid game.
QTV dropping down to bottom lane, and it's going to be a 4v1 as they go in under the turret. He actually puts himself just out of turret range there. The taunt goes out. Wow, they just used absolutely everything to take him down. No chance for QTV.
We got shooting fight, Scarra!
Coming out, beautiful job. Coming out from that bottom lane. I was checking that top turret going down, and they just, beautiful Zenith played into the bush.
That was absolutely excellent. You know, he saw that Scar went into that one, led with the Solar Flare, found him, because all the damage came out. Even Malphite tried to follow up their Violet with the Unstoppable Force. In the end, didn't actually get much out of it himself, but they still did pick up that kill onto Scarra. And it's actually, you know, oddly enough, the most kills in the game are on Saigon Joker's support. Leona going for the battles.
You know, that's what happens. The Iron Solari coming out strong right now. They're going to be taking down this dragon. Like they had the timer on that. This is going to work in their favor. I believe they got first.
Yeah, they've been constantly controlling the dragon pressure here. Saigon Jokers are going to keep wanting to grab these objectives. They know that they have map control. Kills are nice, but they're only worth 300, 450 gold. Actually, less and less if you actually keep killing the same guy over and over. The Jokers need to capitalize on those kills and turn them into something. Turrets on the one side, dragon kills on the other. They got to do more than just pick up champion kills. They're doing that right now. They're up 1 turret, they're up 2 dragons, but they need to keep making those moves. Otherwise, they allow Dignitas to stabilize and scale back up.
QTPie returning to lane with Patoy. It looks like they could pressure this turret with the amount of vision that they have. Actually, just seeing Malphite and Jace down bottom should give them enough to say we can push this quite hard. But they're taking their time with that lane and actually not even going any farther. They have wards up there. QTPie not taking the time to farm this wave. 142 to 150. So they're quite close, but it's 2, 1, and 4 for Ezreal with those 2 kills. He has finished the Triforce. It is only really at the Zeal stage coming out for Cutie Pie, and it looks like he only has 387 gold under his belt. That is not coming out soon.
Yeah, he's a full zeal behind the build right now, and you're going to keep seeing Archie scale throughout. And once that Trinity Force is completed as it is, he's going to be a much bigger threat in fights as well, which will continue to snowball him ahead. They're going to keep pushing in for turrets. His bottom lane looks like the next force of attention here, and that's very, very important here for Saigon Jokers. Ideally for them, I think they make some heavy moves after this last turret. They buy one last time and set up a bait for Baron. They should have the money to buy an Oracle to really set that one up.
Here we go. The exhaust is down. Archie shifts out of that one. Oh, the toy just getting knocked around. He tries to go for the ulti, but he goes down. Down the Cutie Pie, forced the Valkyrie away as Archie just taking so much damage. One more hit on Archie will take him down. The bear does not look fast enough, and the Vorpal Blade hits, but he's not dead yet. Crumbs is left to chase. Unstoppable force onto Skara. It looks like Archie made it out alive, and Skara did too. They are still chasing him as QTV coming on the backside. Archie says, let's play this one some trickery. He is going to continue to fight with his team, taking away his escape, hitting the Fate Proc. They slow down Crumbs. Will he shift over the wall? They take him down, and Archie stays up and gets the kill for himself.
Archie needs to go to Vegas. He landed 2 Trinity Force slows at the exact times he needed them. Now, maybe that kill on Crumbs was fine regardless. The team was coming in, but he was one hit from dead against Dominate. It was like, well, gotta swing once. He managed to land the slow. A little bit of life still coming back as well, but ultimately slowed Udyr enough to make his way out of that battle. There's that turret kill they wanted. The entire time, Nixwater was actually pushing top, picked up another turret kill for themselves. Saigon Jokers really collapsing this map now for themselves.
Freak, the best time to take the turret in the game. When you are strong, everybody's bottom lane, and you know the other team can't take Baron. They're just doing this without any worries.
And they're going to push on a Cutie Pie as well. Violent, very, very tanky overall. You can see the Aegis done. He's going to consider his next item pretty soon, whether it's Sunfire or Randuin or a Frozen Heart here. Either way, he's going to be really, really tanky. Looks like Junie calling a pause real quick. We're going to see just what's up for Saigon Jokers. But we're now into a game where Saigon Jokers are ahead. The heavy underdog here, Dignitas predicted by some to actually be a favorite in the group. Certainly, you know, the top 2 team from North America, Saigon Jokers, you know, not even expected to win the regional qualifier, and yet coming through here. What is this story like for Jokers?
This is huge. Jokers really came out with the entire country behind them. Vietnam was there. They were playing strong. We are live into the game again as we're going in. Dominate in mid lane, just trying to hold off that Iron Solari, Leona, with almost the most kills on her team. But really, Vietnam came out, they lost their first game. They lost it on home soil, and we almost saw the crowd kind of dissipate until they heard, you know, Vietnam is back in it. The camaraderie they had. This crowd was still there the whole time, but 75% went back to 150%. And there was just so much. I almost got choked up when they actually won the game because you could hear the crowd through the glass booth. We were in upstairs on a different level. Saigon Jokers still has that country behind them here, and they're playing phenomenally against Dignitas.
And this is going to set them up for a nice chance for the rest of this group. Neither of these teams are done playing just yet. Dominant getting jumped on by Junie. They're actually going to back out right now. Dignitas really not in shape to take a fight off of their own turret. I would not expect Dignitas to do anything but wait for the aggression to come in, hope they dodge the Malphite or Leona initiation, and then fight on unequal footing. That's really the only chance right now that Dignitas has, unless they can somehow sneak a Baron or just waste a lot of time with Shen split pushing. They have sent Crumbs off. Crumbs is going to get incredibly beefy, 160 minion kills. He's going to be the guy to make the plays.
All right, Freak, the shortest lane in the game, mid lane now being pushed down. They go on to Dominate. Dominate actually did not go into the base. He's trying to keep them out of it. He goes down. Absolute Zero does not put off that much damage. Unstoppable Force drops Nunu as he just flops into the air. Requiem goes down, and they are going to pummel down this first inhibitor turret. 13-4 at 24 minutes. 10,000 gold in the lead. It just looks unstoppable. Saigon Joker's going in so strong right now. I'm a Cutie Pie goes down as well. 4 hits fallen. The inhibitor is open, Freak, and Saigon Jokers push on strong with the minion wave entering the base.
They've got enough champions here. They might attempt for the back door. There comes the new minion wave. This is going to be the push for the Nexus.
This could be huge. They do have Crumbs. Crumbs can taunt the whole team, but how much time is he buying? If he goes down, he can't do as much as if he stay alive. There's the taunt, but he may go down like I said. He's only buying a little bit of time. That brings up Nunu. That's the only one up with Udyr right now. There is some crowd control, and they do not like that with the amount of health bars they have. Saigon Jokers makes a huge impact in 25 minutes.
And right now, the Saigon Joker mindset is don't throw. They've got a lot to work with here. They just picked up a ton of kills. They're up 12,000 gold. There's a phenomenal margin for 24 minutes in. They have all the power right now. What they need to do is get back to the base, buy those items. You're going to see as they just pick up a lot more. The bottom of the screen is going to flash as new items pop up. Lock into the Iron Solari. Very thematic, actually, I think, for Leone here. That's kind of nice of them to do that. They've got double Aegis on the team. That front line is super beefy. They've got a Bloodthirster and Brutalizer done on Jace. They've got Ezreal with Trinity Force and almost the Last Whisper as well. 5, 1, and 8. The Rabbiddon's Death Cap already done as well onto Karthus. They are in huge... they're just in a huge place right now where they've got all the cards they need. They don't need to go for a Baron attempt here. I'd actually rather, for their sake, just push out that top lane and just go for more pushes because Malphite has so much armor, he can happily tank underneath the turret and set those fights up. I don't think they want to risk a Baron still here.
Not just yet. They're waiting to get this down. They're really gaining vision, doing a lot of sweeping. So many aggressive wards have been placed, and they can really just play the roundabout with Baron if they want to. They have a strong team right now. Skara has not been able to get into fights. We see at level 15 Archie and a level 15 Nixwater. They're starting to go for it. Level 14 is the highest level on Dignitas. So you have two people that outlevel the entire team themselves. That is going to be huge when those are your strongest carries.
There we go. They spent the last 30 seconds warding everything around. If you look at Saigon Joker's vision, the entire left side jungle is completely revealed. They knew exactly where Dignitas was. That wasn't even a risk of a Baron steal. That was a 100% sure thing with no chance of counterattack. So now, with that Baron buff on, with the kills, the gold, the experience in their lead, they're going to look for this push to close the game out.
This is the one, Freak, where they go around the horn. They just toy with the inhibitor turrets and inhibitors. They have so much strength coming in here. Good wave clearing coming from Dignitas, but there's still too much power after that front line of minions. Malphite can still take a few shots. Dominate going in here. Just that stun is not going to help them. With that Baron, they should not even be trying to bait and initiate.
No, they're just going to buy a little bit of time here. I don't think they need to dime for the turret here, because here comes Shen in the mix. So much damage coming out.
The flash con, QTV taking a lot of damage. He cannot teleport. Stand United goes worthless in the fight. Nixwater still up, taking one down. Ezreal as well. Archie coming up huge in the fight as they push past the turret. The inhibitors don't even matter. The super minions are already on the other Nexus turret. The quadra kill for Archie. The GGs are coming out. The ace happens, and Saigon Jokers finish off the last Nexus turret. The Nexus now at half health, and the entire team beat down on it as Saigon Jokers go for the win over Dignitas.